young bulls, young Johns, old heads, old Jones. Welcome to another edition of Klak's Kitchen, where today we're going to be doing another pork butt, Boston butt, pork shoulder, whatever you want to call it, is pulled pork. Got a good recipe for you today, and we're going to get right into it. So before we get into that, doing this at my new house out here in Bath, North Carolina, let me give you the tour real quick. That's the house. This is the kitchen. That's all you really need to be concerned about. Today's episode is going to be brought to you by Klak Steaks and Shakes, Philly style. It's a food truck slash restaurant that I'm never going to open, but my wife bought me a shirt a couple years ago, so it's pretty cool. Alright, so what we got for you today is we got about a 5-pound fresh pork butt, or pork shoulder, however you want to look at it. So what I would like to do is cut this in half and do two different types. I want to do one where I'm just going to do the traditional marinade, where I'm going to wrap it up in plastic and let it sit overnight, and then the other one I'm going to do a injection, and I have some barbecue sauce that my brother-in-law made that he gave me for my moving into the new house present, and my buddy Brian Pernecki, shout out to him. He has told me about these little injection kits. So I'm gonna take some of that sauce. I'm gonna marinate one, and then the other one I'm gonna inject into it, and we'll see how that turns out. Gotta make sure stay sanitary. You're gonna be handling food, right? And make sure to wash your hands. I wash my hands a lot when I'm handling food. No big deal. Gotta stay clean, nice and clean, you know what I mean? So this is the barbecue sauce that my brother-in-law got me. At first, I thought, for like a moving-in gift, he got me a bottle of tequila. And then I was like, oh man, cool man, let's have a shot or something. He was like, nah man, it's my barbecue sauce. And upon further review, yeah, the seal had been broken, and when I cracked it, I could smell the vinegar. Not sure exactly what he put in it, but I smell a little bit of apple cider vinegar, might be a little ketchup in there, a little thyme, maybe a little sage. We'll see what happens. It's probably going to be really good. Alright, working with pork, you don't really need too much. So just need a big knife that we're going to use to cut it in half, and we're going to, once we do the marinade, we already have the marinade done. We've got these two Pyrexes. Remember, one we're going to inject, and one we're just going to rub on there and marinate and just let it sit in there overnight. Try and get it in there for at least 12 hours before we throw it in the smoker tomorrow morning, and we'll see what happens. Just going to open this pork butt here. Got it from, like I said, Acre Station down in Pinetown off of 17076 North Carolina 32 Highway, North Pinetown, North Carolina 27865. If you want to give them a call and get some meat from there, it's 252-927-3489. You got this joint wrapped real good, you know what I mean? Fucking meat ain't as tough as this packaging. Alright, there we go. Forgot to mention this, so on both of them we're going to do this rub on there. It's called Vermont Maple Bourbon Barbecue Rub. This is also from down there, Acre Station. So we'll throw that on there. Should give it a really good crisp maple sugary flavor. Good thing about this is it doesn't have a lot of fat on it. This is a good piece of meat right here. So it's got good marbling, and does have the bone in, so it's going to be a little interesting to cut in half. I'm not sure how far the bone goes through, but I'm sure we'll hit it soon enough. And if not, all the better. Alright, just hit it. We'll have to trim around it. Alright, got them separated, got the bone off of that one. So this is going to be the one without the bone in. This is the one that we're going to inject. And then this is the one with the bone in. This is the one that we're going to marinate.
And to get it separated from the bone, it's kind of like filleting a fish. You just cut it along the bone. I don't know if you ever filleted a fish before, but it's not that hard. Yeah, so we'll get the stuff ready for the marinade here in a second. I'll show you how to do that. Just let me wash my hands, so I got meat stuff all over here. Probably wash my phone too with alcohol wipe. Alright, so for the first one, oh yeah, that's a drawing that I did back when I was in college. My wife likes hanging up some of my old stuff. So this is going to be the bone-in one. This is the one that we're going to marinate. So what I like to do is just kind of put some slits in the meat here, kind of stab into it, you know, kind of getting close to the spirit of Halloween, so that the juice can get in there. All right, we're not going to do that with the injected one. Oh, my son needs a drink, so he's in here. Alright, I've never done one of these before. So read the instruction. Attach needle by carefully pushing onto the tip of the plunger. Yeah, whatever. Alright, we got the rub here. It's brand new. I haven't even opened it yet. It's probably got something. Yep, got a little freshness seal. Back on there. Bring that bad Larry on there. Yeah, man, not a lot coming out. Let's go full ham bone. Yeah, doesn't matter. Just throw it on there. It's gonna taste good. No big deal. Then, just gonna get some love on it. Put it on there, rub it in. Yep, I'll rub it on both meats. Get off my cat. Meat Max. And little crevices that you cut with the knife. See, like here you got this big fold you want to get. Just pack it in there. Stuff it in there. Get as much in there as you can. And once the marinade gets on there, it'll also pull some of this rub into the meat, which is good. That's what you want. Gently massage it. Like you're giving your wife a foot massage. It's right over here. You gotta make sure them bunions get worked out, you know what I mean? Word from our sponsors, Nadello. Another word from our sponsors, Mommy's Big Red Monster Truck, now available at Freezing Press. Be on the lookout for Mommy's Big Red Monster Truck, the Halloween adventure, coming out soon. All available on Amazon as well. And I will put in the description down there on the bottom a whole step-by-step process on how this is. So in case you don't feel like watching me just talk some smack while I'm on here making this video, you can just look in the description and you can do it yourself. I'll have everything listed in the process in the order that I do it in. Like I said, I've never really done this before. I'm going to show what I'm doing here. So, we'll let's put this in here. I guess it works like any other syringe. That's not working. I guess I should pour it in a bowl or something. Pour it in here. See what we can get. We're gonna do a long cup. Injection, take 3. Pour that in there. It's gonna fill it up. You can always pour it back in when we're done. Make sure you get that whole thing filled. 30 milliliters, which is the max on here. Alright, let's see. Doctor. So just stab this in here and go to work. Do another spot, the other. Do it over here as well. The rest of it. There we go. Get it right in there. Alright, that's it for that one. So we're just going to wrap it in plastic wrap and let it sit overnight. Just move it, take whatever it is you're making, just plop it on there. It's good to go. Alright, fold over, fold over. Just going to let it sit overnight, see what happens. Always exciting making new stuff. Now we're going to we're going to rinse this out. Get it nice clean, and we'll put this in there and let it sit overnight so it doesn't leak into my refrigerator. Alright, that's it. Boom. We're going to throw that one in the refrigerator. Alright, and then for this one, I'm just going to dump the rest of this on here and just going to let it settle in there overnight. Just going to wrap a bunch of plastic around it. Pray that it doesn't spill. And then we'll see how it goes. It's not full out. I want a little more in there. Oh, you know, that's good. I might flip it in about 2 hours or something when I'm sitting down watching TV. But yeah, we'll get this covered up, and then tomorrow morning I'll go over because I have to reset my smoker up because I just moved, and I'll go over all that stuff and what I'm going to use, how to do the quick start and all that to get the coals going as fast as you can, so it kind of reduces the cooking time a little bit. Alright, see you guys in the morning.
I got my trusty smoker here. It's not completely set up yet. I still got to put the stands on it because I just moved from Fayetteville out here. So I'm going to get this bed Larry set up, put it on the stands, and then we'll get started on the charcoal. Alright, now that we got the smoker set up, I'm going to go through how to do the quick start for the charcoal thing. I don't know exactly what it's called, the fast start or whatever you want to call it. But today we're going to be using hardwood lump charcoal, full circle market. And I got this down at Acre Station as well. I don't have usually I like to use newspaper for this, but I don't have any. So what I do have is a bunch of cardboard because I just moved. Never mind, do got a bunch of newspaper, got an old box full. Alright, before we get that thing started though, today we're going to be using Western Premium barbecue apple wood chips for the smoke. Give a little apple flavor. I got these at like True Value or something. It's up the street here. And I'll go through that for a quick second. Alright, so I got two pans here. One's going to be the charcoal, one's going to be for the wood chips. So I'll put the wood chips in here. I'm going to fill it up about halfway. Then you're just going to put water in the rest of it. And then once the charcoal gets ready, this will go on the bottom, this will go on top. And we'll go through that in a second. Shout out British Knights. And some chunky johns, you know what I mean? Dump some of this in here. Shout out our history. Alright, got charcoal loaded. You get this bed Larry lit. It's actually magazine paper, not newspaper. But once it gets lit, it gets lit. Let's let that go for a little bit. Alright, so you can see here on the bottom, see how them coals are getting started? That's what you want. I'm just going to let this sit here for about 20 minutes, and then it should be ready to go into the smoker. While we're waiting for that to get ready, we're just going to add a little water to the wood chips, like so. And what that'll do is it'll keep the wood chips from burning off too fast once it goes into the smoker. Well, it'll be in a smoker first, but it'll still keep, it'll just last longer. It'll allow a little more flavor to get into the meat. Gotta put it in this junk first. Pick it up. Boom. There you went ahead inside and grab the meat. See how that came out. Alright, so there goes the two meats. This is the one that we marinated. Very soft. That's good. That's what you want. And here's the injected one. That one very soft too. And that's what you want after a good marinade. It's gonna be good. Alright, now that the charcoal is pretty much on fire, I'm gonna give it a couple shakes. Get some of them sparks out. Get it going. Ooh, some of it's actually falling on the ground there. So about another minute, and then I'll put it in and we'll get started smoking. Alright, now that we got that, now we just got to wait for our temperature gauge here. I like to get it up to about 175 before I put the meat in, so now we just wait. Alright, now the smoker's at the correct temperature, we're going to go ahead and put the wood chips in, and we're going to put the meat in and just wait. Alright, got the meat in, looking good. Like I said before in my previous videos, I like to get another set of charcoal going right away so I can keep the heat going and keep it as steady as possible throughout the smoke. Just add a second bit of charcoal in there, so we'll call it, got the meat in at 8 o'clock. It's about 5 pounds, so usually a pound an hour for pork, so probably be ready around 1 o'clock. And then we'll let it cool, and then probably have everybody over to eat with sides and potato salad and all that good stuff. Probably around 1:30, 2 o'clock. Alright, so now that it's been in there since about 8 o'clock this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the water pan out and the wood chips. So after it's been in there for a long time, you can see how the wood chips are almost already all burned up. So it means there's not really going to be much flavor coming out of them. So, and the skin on the pork butt or whatever meat you're smoking is probably so tight now that it's not porous, so that no more flavor can really get into the meat from the outside. What's in there is in there. So we're going to pull the wood chips out. We're going to let it get some direct heat for a little while to help bring the core temperature up. All right, about 12 o'clock now. So we're going to check the internal temperature of the meat and take a look, see what it looks like. The temperature on the smoker has dropped to about 150, so we're going to give it a look. Looks pretty good so far. Alright, stick this bad boy in there, see what we get. Any day now, sweetheart. Takes a minute. Alright, so the internal temperature sitting at about 130. USDA recommends 145 for internal temperature, so we're going to go with that. Doing final stoke, setting up another thing of charcoal to finish it out and get that internal temperature to where we need it to be so we can eat it. Alright, final stoke going, taking a break, eating some cookies, listening to my son wild out about Roblox stuff. He's a mess. Alright, it's about 1:30 now. So I'm gonna do a check on the internal temperature. Had to get a shower, switch up the threads a little bit. Shout out Art History, Philly Fanatic, RIP Lauren Olney was a favorite. Let's see what we get here. Oh, it's juicy. Alright, both of them are well over 145. So what we're gonna do, since we're still waiting for company to come, I'm gonna move them to the top shelf so that they can still stay warm, and then I'll be ready to eat when everybody comes here. Alright, time to pull these bad Larrys out, see what we're working with. Oh yeah. Nice and tender. Look at that. Juice just coming right out of it. That's good stuff. That's what you want. That's the marinating one. Yeah, a little tougher. That's the way it's supposed to be. Yo, Mac, how was that Boston butt?
It was bussy!
The official taste test from Poppy Joe. Thumbs up.
You've created a southern delicacy.
There you have it. We're out here from Klak's Kitchen. Until next time.